Yeah. Welcome back to Weekly Spiel. Welcome back to Weekly Spiel. Yada yada blah blah blah. Yada yada blah blah blah. It's time for Margaret's Weekly Spiel Part 2. Greetings and salutations. This is Margaret Franklin of Margaret Franklin Creations, and I am on my way to the... Go away, you noisy vehicle. I am on my way to the post office to send this package to Connie in Connecticut. And before that, of course, I got to pick up my payment, but that's beside the point. It is a beautiful day at the moment, but there is a special weather advisory in effect. They're calling for a downpour later this afternoon. We had a pretty nice one yesterday, I must say. I was tempted to run outside with my bathing suit. It would be the first time I wore it, because last year when I bought it, we never got to go swimming again because of the pandemic. Can't swim at the pool because it was closed, and then it was open in limited capacity. You'd have to make an appointment. Maximum amount of people at the pool, 10 at a time. And you have no control who you're going to be swimming with. Don't want to be there with screaming babies. And the locker rooms were also off limits. And I don't want to be riding the bus in a wet bathing suit. So, don't know what's happening with the pool situation yet. Things are gradually opening up. I'm happy to say that I am fully vaccinated, and so is Jeanette, so is Amy. Dave will be in a few days. His sister's taking him to Durham College. That's where he made his appointment. With me and Jeanette, it was the last minute thing. Trying to think what's new. The main thing is I got to be positive. We still haven't found a place yet, but it might not happen in the usual way. I'm hoping that someone overhearing my conversation might say something like, "Hey, I know a neighbor who just bought a house and they have a basement apartment for rent, and they're not interested in a lot of money. They just think it would be nice to have someone living in that empty space. And it's a 2-bedroom. It has a bathtub." I know I ask too much. I'd be okay to settle for a shower, but I like my bath. I like my sanctuary. I like to hole up in there with my Archie comics at the end of a stressful day. But positive things are happening. I will survive. We will get through this. Last year in April, when I had my surgery, that was one of the easiest things I had to cope with. I was not the least bit scared. Once I had my tests, I was over the worst of it. And even my tests, as painful and squicky and undoable as they weren't so bad because I was with really nice people who were easy to talk to and fun to be with. You could say I've had some of my best conversations with my feet in stirrups. Let's just hope the next time they're in stirrups is when I'm riding a horse, carousel or otherwise. My friend Annie has a horse that she says I can ride, but I don't know when we're going to be doing this. It would be nice if we could be settled in our new apartment in time for Dave and I to celebrate our anniversary. It will be 19 years on July 13th, and July 28th is my birthday, 3 days after we officially have to be out of this house of ours. That would be like the ultimate celebration, to have my birthday in a whole new place. So far, it looks like it might be likely that we might be at Nong Quan or Beacon Towers or whatever they call that place, somewhere in Oshawa North, near where Dave used to work at Millwork. It's not Millwork anymore. It became Rona, and now it's something else. Anyway, what else is new? We just have to believe that God has a place prepared for us. Getting through my surgery was a cinch compared to the first time. 2011 was one of the worst years of my life. I remember it was 2009 when my medical problems started, And it was such a long and drawn out affair that I didn't get my surgery until February of 2011. And that was one of the worst experiences of my life because it was at North York General Hospital and I woke up in a room full of crying kids. I thought I'd died and gone to hell. When I had my second surgery last April, I was thrilled to notice that the hospital was practically empty. I knew I wasn't going to have this problem. So I wasn't the least bit scared. I was as happy and excited as a kid going on a roller coaster ride, looking forward to this surgery. And I came through it with flying colors. And now I am facing having to go to the drugstore and get vitamin B12s. I have to get iron too, but I'm not sure what the dosage is. I'll have to ask my doctor again. And she wants a stool sample. I hope it can wait until after we've moved, because here I am having to assemble and pack boxes, do all this housing search, and on top of that she wants me to produce a sample of poop. I would rather have a good old-fashioned colonoscopy where they just knock you out and ram a hoobajube up your tuchus and be over and done with that way. When I gotta go, I gotta go. I don't have time to spread out the plastic and whatever it is they want you to do before you collect your sample. My aunt has done this before. I saw the kit in her bathroom before Jeanette and I went to North Bay. I'm not sure what it consists of, but there was a box saying what it was. I hope I never have to do that someday. Oh, the perks of getting older. I am deficient in iron and B12, and it's a wonder I still have all my hair. Back in 2011, when I had that first surgery, it was during one of the worst times of my life because my mother was also dying. She told me and Dave that she had cancer in January of 2011. She passed away on March the 14th of that year. And it was a horrible time for me. I still miss her very much, but I understand that when you gotta go, you gotta go. We learned the full meaning of the phrase, you can't take it with you. Part of the problem with moving is I ended up with a lot of her stuff. Like, this will be the first time I've had to move in almost 20 years. And for years, I always lived in small apartments or rooms, and a lot of my stuff was still at my mom's place. So now I've got all my Franklin Mint ornaments and my carousel horses, and I don't want to part with them. I'm looking forward to arranging them in a spot where they have a new home and will be better displayed. I'm looking forward to having a place where I could display my quilts on the wall. I want a bathtub, but I'll have to settle for a shower if I can't. God knows what I want and what I need. And this is a need, not a want, a new home. It's in His hands, and He's going to bring us through this one way or another. He's always been faithful before. Hasn't failed us yet. I know I've survived difficult times before, and I will get through this with flying colors. Amen. Bye-bye. Be back soon. Thanks for watching Weekly Spiel.